So what I have for you today is another parcel from eBay. This one actually got delivered on the 19th of the 7th, 2020. So I've had this for quite a while, and I don't know, I just haven't got round to opening it. I've took off my address and things like that, but I just have never got round to opening it. I think I know what it is. I think it's a Gameboy Pocket. So we'll go ahead and open this up now and just confirm that. But I can't remember exactly what the eBay listing said, so again, for all the information I'm going to put just up on the screen, rather than reading it out from the top of my memory, of which I've forgotten. So let's see if we can open this. There we go. Oh, it's come quite nicely packed, I must say. So I can see on the screen there's a bit of, I don't know if that's liquid that's gone onto it or just some damage somehow. The shell itself, it's in used condition. Sticker on the back, 8115, so I don't know if that is what people put on when they sell on eBay to keep track of their items that they're selling, or whether it was at like a car boot sale. But obviously this shell could do with a bit of a clean up. Nice red shell. I've got a blue one currently. So a little bit here. Let's get a mat and go ahead and open it up. And actually, yeah, before we open it up, I should really test to see if it boots up. So let's get some double A's, triple A's actually. A pocket. Just check the contacts. Yeah, there is some corrosion on them. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so it boots up, turns on, we've got sound. I can see there's a vertical column of pixels there that are not present, so that could just be quite an easy fix. The screen, again, with these like blotches, I'll have to look into that, maybe take the screen off and see if it's got residue on it or how permanent of an issue this is. So we've got volume. Let's just try the contrast wheel. Oh, the contrast wheel works. Obviously if we turn up, you can see that line a lot clearer. But if we adjust the contrast, that line pretty much goes away. And obviously it means that that vertical line is still missing, so any games that are inserted will have the same issue. So let's go ahead, pop in a game. So this is Pokemon Red, reads it perfectly fine. Let's try Super Mario Land 2. Again, the Nintendo logo, and nothing, and then we get, oh, okay, that's interesting. I've got a horizontal line there, and absolutely nothing else. Okay. Okay, so it's not reading any games at all. It reads the Nintendo logo, but then never boots into a game. Okay, so let's get this Game Boy Pocket opened up so we can really see what we're dealing with here. So, as we've kind of demonstrated, there is no, it's not reading games, and there's a few line issues on the front screen, which shouldn't be too hard to fix, actually, with just one vertical line being missing. Okay, so now that we're inside, we can have a good look at some of the components in here and just see if there's any corrosion built up. But to be honest, it actually looks to be in really good condition. So I'm thinking maybe the issue of not reading the cart is probably down to just the pins inside the cart reader needing cleaning. So we can go ahead and add that to the list of things to check. Let's get this board out. In fact, I'll leave the ribbon cable connected just for now. A little bit of blue corrosion on the start and select button there. Typical dirt on the buttons, just from age. However, I don't see any corrosion on the start and select buttons themselves down here, the contacts, which is good. But otherwise, this board's looking in quite good condition. Just the fact that it ain't reading games. So let's disconnect this ribbon cable here now. Carefully, there we go. And this is the board completely separate now. So what I might do is get a working. Actually, no, because all we need to do, obviously the card reader is not working, so it's not reading games and booting games. And the screen just has a single kind of line issue, which if it's, oh, okay, that's kind of fallen out. That's fair enough. I thought the adhesive might have been kept it on, but didn't even have to force that out. So here's the screen. It's that vertical line. And I'm just having a quick look off camera just to look at this, these kind of blotches. I'm wondering whether, yeah, it's almost like some kind of liquid's got in behind this. So what I'll try and do is get the whole, get the screen fixed itself and get the game, the console booting up games, and then we'll see how much of an impact these blotches have when we're playing games. I mean, hopefully not too much. But I'm just going to have a quick look over the board just to see if I can see anything glaringly obvious. I think what I'm going to do is, let's connect this ribbon cable back up. In fact, no, sorry. Let's get a toothbrush out and some IPA and we'll clean down the cart reader. Okay, so let's just let's stick this back in to the case, and I'm going to test one thing to start with just to see if it boots on, and we'll listen to the boot sound. So I'm not bothered about the screen right now. Yeah, that boots up, so it's still working for now. Let's go ahead and connect the screen. Okay, so we still get the screens, obviously the slight issue of, we've actually got a slight horizontal one now appeared, as well as a vertical one, so can take a look at that at some point. But let's see if a game will boot. I'm not feeling too confident about it. Let's see. Okay, the usual Nintendo logo. Yeah, and it just doesn't want to do anything. It doesn't want to boot it into any game at all. Okay, let's just try the old cart in and out. Let's just hold the board down as well and see if we get any further. Probably not. So So that's the logo. And yeah, we get absolutely nothing. Okay, so I've just spent the past kind of like half an hour testing other parts of the board and comparing it with my working Gameboy Pocket and taking various things apart. And one thing that I've managed to somehow completely overlook, which, I don't know, some people might forgive me for this, is when I was looking at the board very closely, a couple of tests I was doing was to see if, one, the cartridge pins were being, there was a solid connection from the cart reader to the pins, and then obviously from the pins, I'd have to work from there. But when I was looking at the pins, you may have already seen it, or maybe not, looking at pin 15 here, and the one up and to the left of it. I'm going to see if I can get as close as possible. For some reason, they're bridged. I've no idea how. The console did not look as though it had been taken apart. I've certainly not done anything in when I was taking this apart in kind of like by accident, but I'm gonna guess that's why we're not getting the game booting. So as a possible solution here, I'm gonna get the soldering iron up to temperature, get some flux on this area and just reflow those pins. I mean, this solder is just ridiculous. This flux is ridiculous. It's like gone all hard in the end, so I can't squeeze it out. So I'm gonna have to heat this up. You know what? I don't really think I need. There we go. That'll do. I'll have to sort this out another time. But let's fix this. And there we go. Debridged. Let's turn that off for now. Let's just clear that up. It's a little bit frustrating, somewhat, having fixes like this, because obviously, part of these videos is so that people can go and learn something and fix the problem they have themselves if they're experiencing the same that I'm experiencing. But I don't really think many people are going to come across a situation where the pins have been bridged on the card reader. So we've fixed them. They are, yep, no longer bridged. Like I said, no one's really going to have that issue. Oh, we need the screen in. So let's plug the screen in. Fingers crossed, here we go. So there's the logo. Oh, there we go. Let's have a quick look at the screen. Yeah, seems to be all right. Let's get the silicone buttons and press. Amazing. Right, I'm going to turn the sound off. Because we're now going to try to fix this vertical line. So I'm going to get my soldering iron. Let's put it back on. And this is very delicate because it's against, well, I don't think it's plastic, I think it's more metal, but glass, sorry. What I'm going to do is just run the soldering iron next to it. Do I have solder on that? God. Please come back. Right. I think that may have fixed it. Okay, there we go. And that is pretty much fixed. It wasn't the best kind of example of fixing the vertical lines, but basically this is like a ribbon cable here, and it goes up and touches these very fine lines that you can see. There's hundreds of them, probably the same amount of pixels that there is columns, same amount of pixels in a row for the screen. So I think if it's like a 100, I think it's 116 by something, so there'll be 116 odd down here. I'll correct myself in the video, but they're obviously soldered on and making a connection, and eventually those connections over time fade in quality, and then you've got no connection, and there you get that line. So mine was one single line. I've seen more severe where there's big groups of lines missing, but basically you just need to kind of reapply some heat towards it to get that connection back for the ribbon. So let's just finish this off by putting it all back together.